Oh, go from one team playing like garbage to the other, to their neighbor, the Guardians. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. And yeah, I'm going to be recapping the Phillies series. And I'm just going to say this right now. The recap portion of this stream is not going to be long at all because there's really nothing to recap. Aside from the opening game. It was a very fun game. The next two, not so fun. And then I'll preview the Brewers series coming up afterwards. So, with that being said, let's jump right in, get this crap over with. As starting us off on... Okay, so we go back to May 9th. Of course, the Guardians were coming off a strong little stretch of games. They were playing really well. Right? And, first game against the Phillies. Gavin Williams, big rig on the mound. He's been up and down, but he's had some decent starts. Going up against Aaron Nola, who has been pretty good, I guess, for the Phillies this year. If I do say so, right? So, Gavin went out there and had a classic Gavin start. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 8 Ks with a 4.38 ERA. So again, roller coaster. Although not as bad as I've seen in the past. He did not allow a run. In fact, the Guardians would shut out the Phillies in the first game. Aaron Nola, on the other hand, had a problem with the homer ball. Yeah, he's been stung by the homer, I guess, this year. So, it was 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and 2 homers. 4.89 ERA. And I actually lied. He stinks this year. He's 1-6. Damn. 1-6? For Aaron Nola? Ass. Oh, God. That stinks. Whoo-wee. For the Phillies? Yet the Phillies are actually still pretty good. Which just goes to show how good the rest of their staff is this year. Gavin Williams, though, got the win. He's 3-2, 4.38 ERA. Not too shabby. And then Aaron Nola, 1-6 with a 4.89 ERA. Not great. So coming off that game, right? Of course, Kyle Manzardo got the scoring started with a solo bomb in the bottom of the 4th, his 9th of the year. And then Angel Martinez finally gets on the board in the homer department with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 5th. Santana would ground out, scoring a run, 4-0. And then Daniel Schneemann would get another run on a ground out, 5-0. And of course, Jose Ramirez finally gets back in the home run department. He puts one in the seats in the bottom of the 7th to put the nail in the Phillies in game 1 of this series. His 6th of the year made it 6-0. So that's it for game 1, right? The win, of course, Gavin, 3-2, 4.38 ERA. Again, not too shabby. Aaron Nola, 1-6. Stinky. 4.89 ERA. Yikes. Ay caramba. Then we get to yesterday, and this is where things kind of turn sour. Ranger Suarez on the mound against Tanner Bybee. Right? Bybee and Gavin have been pretty good backing each other up. And for the most part, they were both really good. Yeah. Bybee, best start in a while. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 Ks. Any other game, that's a dub in his book. But unfortunately, no, the offense didn't show up. Ranger Suarez, 7 innings of himself, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks. And the only difference, a Kyle Schwarber RBI single in the top of the 4th. For him. That's it. For Tanner. Yeah. Other than that, he was good. Yep. Offense didn't get the memo that the game started. And they didn't show up until late. They got stuck in traffic. So, yeah, it would be 1-0 Phillies until the 8th, when for some dumb reason they brought in Joey Cantillo, who now we should never see against the Phillies ever again, as he would give up a 2-run homer to Bryce Harper, and one of those runs would actually get charged to Jacob Junis, who came in for Tanner, and then Cantillo came in for Junis, and then Max Kepler would add 2 more on a double, and then Brandon Marsh, who literally looks like he just walked out of the shower. Yeah, he scored a run, 6-0. Edmundo Sosa singled in a run, 7-0. But hey, guys, don't worry. The Guardians would get a run in the bottom of the 9th after it's already 7-1, as Santana would have a sac fly. And to think, if it wasn't for Cantillo being stinky juice, the game would have been tied. And we probably would have been going to extras. But no, Cantillo decided to stink up the joint. Good going, Joey. Yeah, of course. So, yeah, Ranger, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 5.91 ERA. Bybee, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 Ks, 3.80 ERA. The win went to Suarez, his first of the year. He just recently came back, so yeah, it's good for him. 5.91 ERA, and then Bybee got his 3rd loss. He's 3-3, 3.80 ERA. And yeah, 6-1/8 inning is what did us in. Classic. If you thought this was bad, how about tonight? Sunday Night Baseball. All the eyes are watching you. Or at least most of them. Because the rest of the people are watching the Cavs get their doors beat in by the Pacers. But those who did watch this game, really nothing happened. Again, they had Luis Ortiz on the mound. He's been all right, up and down. But to be fair, he was actually, dare I say, not bad again. Wow. You mean to tell me 3 starters had back-to-back-to-back solid outings and only one of them won? Like, damn, that's really how it is? Luis Ortiz, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. He gave up a home run. That's it. Yep. He gave up the home run to Schwarber, and that was the deciding factor. Zach Wheeler, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 8 Ks, 2.95 ERA for him. And now they shut us out to end the series. We shut them at the start. They shut us out to end it. In fact, it was all Kyle Schwarber. 2 home runs for Schwarber. Of course. He had 3 RBIs. Yep. The Guardians had 3 hits. Wow. Zach Wheeler, 4-1, 2.95 ERA. Luis Ortiz, another bad loss, a hard luck loss, I guess, on his end. 2-4, 4.78 ERA. Romano got the save with an 8.79 ERA. He has 3 saves. Wow. Sheesh. So that's it for that. Really easy. Quick. That might be the quickest recap portion I've done. And now we get to the preview portion. And best part is we actually somewhat know who we're facing in this series against the Brew Crew. As game 1 tomorrow, say again, They're a damn good home team, that's for sure. They're 15 and now the Brewers are 8 and 14 on the road. And 12 and 16 against teams above 500. A 5-inning, 3-hit, 1-run, 3-walk, 3K performance against Houston, where it's been cursed with giving up runs against decent teams. Chicago put up 7 runs on 6 hits against him. 4 walks, 4 Ks. So he walks guys a lot. He has 19 walks and 20 Ks. This team needs to chill out and not be so damn aggressive, especially if he can't find the zone. Let him hurt himself. It's that simple. Let him dig himself in the hole. Right? Let him bury himself. This team has a knack for getting a little too jumpy, and then they start helping these pitchers who are struggling, jumpy, and then they start helping these pitchers who are struggling, and then what do you know? The pitcher locks in, and it's like, well, damn, we don't do crap. Now, again, not a lot of guys that were on that Guardians team that did the damage against Priester in 23 are on that team still. Let me see who did the damage. Probably Josh Naylor and like everybody who's not here anymore. Obviously, Carlos Santana, he wasn't on the team back then, but he had a homer. J-Ram, Naylor were a piece of the RBIs. There were 2 of the 7 RBIs in that game. Yeah, this should be an interesting one, for sure. Because I don't need the Freddie versus Ben thing anymore. Okay. Oh, this should be interesting, right? Yeah, Priester 1-1, 5.08 ERA, 20 Ks. Logan is 1-2 with a 4.33 ERA, 25 strikeouts. And again, like, first 3 innings, Priester was able to contain us. But then they locked in on him. Poor guy. You know. Oh, that's right. It was Michael Kelly. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Josh Naylor had 3 RBIs. Jimenez had 2. Of the 11 runs, again, he gave up 7 of them. All gave up a couple runs themselves. Oh, yeah, Xavier Curry got the start. That's right. I remember now. Curry actually did pretty good. Excuse me. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay. Yeah. Ringing a bell. Yeah. It's crazy, though, because you look at this team and you realize only 3 players are on the team still from that squad. Just 2 years ago. Quan, Arias, and J-Ram. That's it. Technically, Fry is still here. Well, Bo is here, but he didn't do anything. He had an RBI, so that's 4. 4. Well, I guess 5 technically. David Fry, but he went 0 for 3. Ugh. He's on the mend, though. Will Brennan's in AAA. Still. But yeah, those are the only guys that are still here, right? Yep. So we'll see how things change. Again, Logan Allen's never faced the Brewers, so we don't got to worry about that. Now we get to the series finale. Quintana versus Gavin Williams. Jose Quintana has been fantastic. He was the guy that I kind of wanted the Guardians to look at as a pitcher. Of course, they got Luis Ortiz, though, so whatever. 4-1, 2.65 ERA, 24 Ks. Gavin has been phenomenal. Too bad he hasn't had the offensive support that you'd want him to have. But he's 3-2, 4.38 ERA, and 45 Ks. When he is on, he is on. And against Quintana, J-Ram has an RBI, and Santana has a homer with 5 RBIs. Against Gavin, Turang has an RBI, and that's it. They faced him 1 time. Jose Quintana against the Guardians. Jeez. How many times have we faced him? A dozen? 22 appearances. The last time was last year with the Mets. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed, and including a home run. Ouch. He is 7-5 with a 2.82 ERA, 103 Ks, and 22 appearances. I actually got a no decision. Now, his last 2 outings against the Guardians, where he took a result, was all the way back 8 years ago with the freaking White Sox. Damn. 8 years ago, 2017. Faced us twice. Lost them both. And those Guardians teams were menacing back then, remember? Edwin, Frankie, Brantley, I think was still there, right? Not sure. I can't remember. Santana was there, I believe, too. Jay Bruce, I think, had joined the team later on. But yeah, they had Edwin. They had the bird, the parrot. Yeah, the parrot. Never forget the parrot. He was signing him was a direct result of the World Series run. Yep, they only got him because of the World Series. It was the front office's present to the Guardians, to the fans. Yeah. Now, Gavin against the Brewers. Let me see how he did. While we look that up, let's get their latest starts. Of course, for Gavin, we already know his last start. I just talked about it. My dude shoved against the Phillies. What, 5 innings, couple hits, 4 walks, 8 Ks, shut piece, the only win in the series. Phenomenal. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits with 2 walks and 5 Ks and took a loss last year against the Brewers. Just an ugly game for him. So we'll see if he can bounce back from last year. But that's it for the preview portion. Should be an interesting series overall. I'm hoping the Guardians can get going. As, of course, for Quintana, 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walk, 3 Ks against Tampa on the 9th in his last start. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun one. I can't wait. And then, of course, once we're done with these bozos, we get our friends from Southern Ohio. Yay. And they will be coming off a series against the almighty White Sox. Oh, joy. Yep. We go to the Great American Launch Pad first, so that'll be fun. Can't wait for that. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Shout out to everyone who came through. Daniel, of course. Calf season is done. It's looking like it, but they gotta fight in Game 5. It's up to them. No. And then, Jacob, how am I feeling about the horrible loss? Black. I'm feeling like blank. I feel like crap. Literally, I think I'm coming down with another damn cold again. Probably can hear it in my voice. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'm going to rest up for the night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, possibly, for Knicks and Celtics. I should be live. I don't see why not. But you never know. If I don't feel good, I'll cut bait and not stream. So, yeah, hopefully I should be all right, though. See you guys tomorrow for Knicks and Celtics. Again, I'll be live at 7 for the draft lottery shenanigans. We'll see who gets the first overall pick, who gets Cooper flag. So, with that being